Well, good morning everyone. Well, as promised, a tour of the boat from the outside. It's a beautiful morning here in Fethiye. So I'll just switch the video around. We're starting at the front. Here's the anchor chain and the anchor. And just get to the outside. There she goes, right down to the bottom there. And this is what's called the windlass, and it's the cover. It's the cover up, obviously, to keep it from getting too hot. But this is the motor that actually holds the chain in. It does it by these two buttons here. These are foot operated buttons. That's for holding it in, and that one's for letting it out. Now, on the anchor chain itself, I've got what's called a snubber. The snubber is to take the pressure off the chain while she's at anchor, because as you can see, the chain goes over that bow roller there. Now, if I had that permanently on the chain or on there, it'd be pulling on the windlass. But now it's nice and free because I've got these two ropes which are attached to the cleats on the boat, and these two cleats here are taking all the strain of the anchor chain down there, and it goes to you can probably see it through to a shackle down there. Now this is what's called a furling jib sheet. Now this all rolls out to a massive big sail called the Genoa, or in my case it's called, the technical term is called the Yankee. It's just a different shape. These are what's called jib sheets, and this is my second furling sail. Now this is my stay sail. This thing, when it rolls out, is not as big as the front one, and it only comes out to about there to the mast, but it fills out quickly, and you do it when the wind really starts blowing and a storm appears. This has saved my life a few times in blows. It's great. But anyway, let's have a look at the landscape while we're here. So going over to Fethiye, it's nice and calm this morning, no wind. You can hear that boat coming along, one of the little fishing boats. There he is. Zoom in a bit, bless him. All along there, all along that area, at the top, where all those boats are moored up. That's the boat yard where all the repairs are carried out. I had a cycle over there the other day. This is a typical Turkish boat. Now, yeah, it's got two masts, and it's got sails on board, but I've never seen one with sails up yet. They're always motoring, these boats. Incredible, really. And then working around. Oh look, got some canoeists this morning, and this guy's a Frenchman in front of me. And I know we're going to catch the sun now, unfortunately, but that's the marina, and there's the marina entrance. That over there, that pontoon there, that's where I moor up the dinghy when I travel on land. Doing a total 360 now, and the boat behind me, and there we go. So going back to the boat, here's my anchor light attached to me stay sail jib sheet. I need to take that off, put it back on charge. That's been on all night, and I know I've got an anchor light right at the top of the mast up there. There's another anchor light up there that runs off the batteries, but it's always prudent to have another one at eye level, so when somebody's coming in they don't always look up, but they can see this. It's my hatchway to the front V berth. Solar panel, one of them. A second solar panel, that's me one with just as a backup, and that's the pole, the spinnaker pole, but I use it on the front head sail or jib to widen it out and catch more wind. It's a heavy thing, but it's really useful on when going downwind. There's my life raft. recently serviced. And behind all that is all my gizmos for my mainsail. That's the ship's engine basically. Going further along, these little things sticking out the side are called fenders. I know I keep them on when I'm on anchor, just in case some idiot decides to crash into me in the middle of the night. And it does happen in Turkey. It's happened already. Moving along. There's my dinghy, all ready to go with the engine on the back. Okay. Now the instruments. These are what I can see for when I'm going along. Starting from the left, I know all these sailors, you know what I'm talking about, but all the non-sailing people won't be interested in this. That's the depth. So as you can see, it's 12.3 meters under the keel. Wind, which is, it's a bit temperamental. In fact, see if I can just see if I can reset it. Sometimes it. Try that again. And that's the boat speed. I have a trip meter as well, and that figure at the top is, it's like a mileometer on a car, but obviously it's 0 at the moment, and it measures it by a little flappy wheel under the front of the boat, which I'm going to remove in a minute because it's all crusted up with barnacles. I know I should remove it when I'm on anchor and clean it out regular, but I'll do that this morning. Let's see if I can switch this wind back on. No, it's not playing this morning. It will do when I get going. Oh, there's another boat on the way out. Oh, there's another dinghy sailor. Sorry, another sailor with his dinghy from the back of the boat. Okay. To the right. These are all my control lines. These are what's called clutches. They hold the ropes and stop them slipping through. There's one for various. There's quite a lot. It's two. You probably wouldn't understand if I told you what they all did, but I'll probably show you when we're underway what each one of them does. These are my winches, 2 of them. I need these for when I'm raising the mainsail. That's my toolbox, or rather my quick handy toolbox. I've got a main big toolbox under the V-berth, but these are all my handy tools that I need for quick deployment. That's where I usually sit and chill. And that's my other chart plotter. This is my backup system. I know I didn't take the cover off the other one, but as you can see, that lights up and does exactly, it shows exactly the same as what my iPad does for going for navigating. But I prefer to use the iPad. It's a lot more up to date. These are more winches. These are for the one either side. These are for the head sail. To pull it out. There's the main sheet. That controls the sail. There's the boom at the top, the main sail. As you can see, it's clipped to the side at the moment. That would normally be clipped to here, but because I've got my canopy zipped up, I have to take the main sheet off and clip it to the side. That's obviously to keep the sun and any rain out. And now we have to how we start the engine. That stops it, that starts it. In fact, I'll fire it up this morning, put the ignition on. There we go. There's the engine firing up. I need to charge the batteries anyway. There is my auto helm, the electronic one. Here's my folding bike, which I'll lift into the dinghy in a bit when I'm going ashore. This is me go forward, I push that forward, that goes forward, and keep it going forward even more, it gets more revs, and I can push it back for going backwards. Obviously the helm, those lockers down there where the gas bottles are. And I'll just switch the engine off. Don't worry about the beeping, it's because the autopilot's not engaged. These are some of the, I should be packing those away actually, those are my mooring ropes. That's my rope locker. I'll keep all my ropes in that, and there is a lot. I've also got a spare anchor in there as well. Oh, I forgot to tell you as well, it's the this is my fender locker. Well, that's where I put my fenders in when we're underway, but it's full of all sorts as well. There's my electrics, mains line there. There's spare petrol for the dinghy outboard. There's my cabin heater clipped under there. There's various. There's my dipstick for the fuel. Okay, to the back of the boat. This is my self-steering mechanism. It's called a hydrovane. This is non-electronic, so when the power's getting a bit low, it actually steers the boat. On top of here is a clips a big sail that senses the wind, and then as against the main sail, that keeps me on track. Tricky to set up round here because the wind's always swirling, so it's not easy. It's great out at sea. It was really useful when I came across the Med. There's the British flag, and there is my wind turbine. Obviously, there's no wind at the moment, so she's not kicking off, but it's a bit noisy at times. Big fender at the back to stop anybody crashing out from behind. So there we have the outside of the boat. I'll have a trip out later. Try and hold the phone steady as we're going across to the pontoon over there. Speak to you in a bit. It's a busy old morning for traffic. All sorts passing me this morning. Another one of these pleasure boats. I think they're coming in for the winter, to be honest. I think these boys sat on the quay waiting for somebody to join them for the day. Yeah, definitely. With a long tailboard there, gangplank, whatever. Anyway, back to the job in hand. So, dinghy, all ready. Got the folding bike in the front there. I wasn't going to film putting that in because it's a two-handed job. And there's my bag that goes on, clips on the front of it. I'm just going to wait for the wake of that big boat to ease a bit. It gets a bit uncomfortable trying to get in the boat. Right, let's see if I can do this while filming at the same time. Here we go. As I say, it's not easy. Okay, we're in. I just need to release the line. I should really switch the engine on first, but hey ho, can't have everything, can we? Let's just get all the lines aboard. I'm not going to foul the propeller. Right, so here we have the engine. Better get my key, as it is. Be with you in a minute once I've clipped this in. Right, there we are. There's the engine key. On the other end is the key for me, the bike lock. So they usually go hand in hand. So that clips onto there. So that little click there. It's actually what we call a kill cord. This is supposed to go around my wrist, and it will in a minute. Let me just fire the engine up first. Just check the fuel's on. Fuel's on. Vents open. We're not in drive. Pull the choke. That should be good to go. Let's give it a go. Drifting away from Gypsy at the moment. Okay, we're ready to go in a minute once the engine's warmed up a bit. Okay, let's put it into drive, and away we go. Okay, and head for the marina. Go easy at first. It's very good at this marina. They do allow us to actually come here for park our dinghies for free. Not many marinas do that, but I've been checking on the internet. There's a useful app called Navily, which I'll show you later how Navily works. It shows you where all the best places to anchor up in marinas, and the reports from other boaters, sailors, of their experiences in harbours and where to anchor up, and you know what the holding's like for the anchor, and which is all important stuff. Just check around me, make sure there's no other boats. Oh, there's Gypsy, look. Let's take a picture of her coming back. There she is behind us. Takes a bit of a wait. I'm going to try and sit far forward as I can. Just make sure I know, see where I'm going first. Yeah, I know we've got a picture of a bike seat in front of me, but not for long. I've got to assemble the bike on when I get on the pontoon. It looks like something out of Forrest Gump, this pontoon. It's ever so funny. It's very quiet this morning, probably because it's a Saturday. You see those yellow markers coming into play. They're hazard warning markers. You're not supposed to go inside them, but boats do, just for mooring up. Let's speed up a bit. Coming into nearer to the pontoon now. The phone's going to go a bit crazy in a minute, because obviously I've got to try and get my painter line. Painter, that's my mooring line. Commonly called a painter in boating world. Slow down now. Just put it onto idle. Just kind of drift in. There's another boat there. Seen better days, I think. There we go. It's coming in now. It's never easy, this. So what I'm going to do now, just switch the drive off. Just kind of glide in if I can. Not sure this is going to work today. I usually have the wind blowing me into the pontoon, but no, not going to work. Whoops. No, I've missed it. Oh dear. Let's try again. Oh, another boat coming my way. I think this time I'll have to come right up to the quay, to the pontoon edge with the engine engaged, I'm afraid. Just there we go against it. There we go. Right, try that. Off. That's a bit better. There we go. Now we're doing. I'll just switch the engine off. As I say, just bear with me while I hitch up, pull myself along. Yeah, see what I mean? It's not in the best of states of repair, is it? Well, this is the boy I'm after. This little line here. Right, there we go. Now it's just a matter of lifting everything on board. Get my bag on board. And now get out the dinghy, which is never an easy thing. It's alright once you know how. There we go. Right, there we go. That'll do for now. Let's lift the bike out. There we go. Looks like I've got company. It's interesting. I'll get my bag. my waste. I've got all my rubbish in here as well, so I can use the bin when I get up to the top. Okay, so me cycling down the long pontoon. That guy was the manager of the marina. I don't think he was best pleased that I was parking there. He said it was okay, but he didn't look too happy. Anyway, I think I'd better go and recce somewhere else to go and park my dinghy in future. Anyway, this is him on his bike, just coming up here now. If I go further up here, there's a dog that usually comes out and barks at me. Not dogs I like with bikes. Well, that's the end of video 2. What I'm going to do now is just sign off, and I can fill you in with the rest of the day on the next video. Cheers for now. Bye.